Yeah, so my name is Chris Hardeman. I have the privilege and honor to be a regional director for a company called Fitness Connection. I currently oversee 21 locations in 4 different markets: Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and Nevada. I've been working for the company for 8 years. August 2018 was my first time ever working for the company, all the way up until now.
So where did you get your first start? Like, how does one become a regional manager of a Fortune 500 company like Fitness Connection?
Yeah, so I mean, it all started, like I said, August 28th, really, 2018. I started my journey here at Fitness Connection as a front desk employee at our location out there in Katy, and just took baby steps and just worked my way up, to where I'm at now. Had an opportunity to be an operational manager at that same spot, January 2019, and then had an opportunity after that to become a general manager on Mother's Day, May 2019. So from the front desk to GM in about 8 or 9 months. And then after that, had a privilege to open up our newest location at the time in the Mission Bend area where I'm from in A-Leaf. 2020, grand opened that location. And then 2 years after that, 2022, I became the director of new club openings. So my journey continues from there. And then 2024, I became an area manager. And then we're here today now. I'm the regional director for half the company.
So most people don't know, prior to you getting this position at Fitness Connection.
Yeah, so I played my high school career at Ailey Taylor High School. I graduated in 2014. I went to Oklahoma State, where I played corner, nickel, and safety. And I was there for my first 2 years, and then I left there, transferred to Houston Baptist. Forever grateful for them too as well. Finished my last 2 years there, and then had an opportunity to go to rookie minicamp with the Buffalo Bills back in 2018. So that kind of lived out my dream of making it to the professional league. But that's kind of like my football career at a glimpse. Very, happy that I went through that opportunity because it kind of taught me a lot of things that I do now to this day. Perseverance, trusting the process, believing in the journey, and then ultimately you'll find success.
So working with a company like Fitness Connection, I'm assuming fitness has been a part of your entire life, right? Why did you feel like this was a great connection to work for a company like this?
To be very truthful, when I was finished playing sports, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I think at that time I was kind of like in a hard place, kind of figuring out, okay, cool, do I still chase my dreams and still go play in the league, CFL or something of that nature, or do I get a job and start working on my career? My ultimate goal in life was to always be successful, right, regardless of what that looked like. So for me, it was kind of like, okay, cool, I need to go get a job now. And if I get a job, I'm 22, 23 years old. By the time I'm 30, right, I'll be exactly where I want to be at. And so I kind of took those principles and that mentality, like, okay, if football is not working out, I still want to be successful. Start somewhere, take the tools and the talents that you got, playing the sport, and utilize that in the business world, and then you'll be successful. And that's where I'm at right now.
Where did Fitness Connection play a part in you getting here?
So in general, I think I have a rule of thumb for myself. It's 3 phases of life, right? Either you're heading into a storm, you're in a storm, or you just got out of a storm. So for me, regardless of what life throws at me, I always understand that, discipline, being consistent, perseverance, and longevity is gonna get you eventually where you wanna get to. So that's kind of been like my mentality as I go through different phases in life, is that I know that I'm going in one, I know I'm in one, I just got out of one. So I try to stay even keeled throughout of it. And Fitness Connection just blessed me with that opportunity to continue to chase my dreams. And that was ultimately, like I told you, to be successful. And so that's what I'm, doing each and every day to ultimately trying to get to where I want to get to. And I went to school, started off going to school for business, but ultimately went to school for communication. So for me, being able to kind of always know exactly what I wanted to accomplish. And like I just said, just going through the different phases and knowing that nothing is ever going to be given to you. You got to earn it. So regardless of what company I was working for, I had that same mentality. My dad did a really good job of making sure that that was a core principle that I grew up with. Handling my business the right way, not being in certain crowds, taking care of my business like a professional. Always, he taught me that, right? Regardless of what I'm doing, on and off the field, be a professional, right? So that's kind of how I take care of my business to this day. I stay out the way, not in the mix. just take care of myself, take care of my family. And that's all, ultimately, that's all important to me. And of course, fitness connection as well.
So how do those skill sets transferred into you becoming a regional manager, regional director?
Just a mentality. I have a refuse to lose mentality. My team will tell you that, all my general managers and area managers that I oversee. It's just a refuse to lose mentality. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's 7 days a week. I go to sleep midnight. I try to get like 6-7 hours of sleep. My mom would kill me. So I try to make sure I maintain that, but it's kind of like just the killer mentality and understanding that in order to get more in life, you got to do more, right? I know when I was playing sports in high school, my dad used to always tell me, right, you're not competing with people in A-Leaf, you're not competing with people in Houston, you compete with people across the country. So I still got that same mentality, right? I know I'm not competing with the regional directors, right? Say for my company, I'm competing with all the regional directors across the company, across the nation in different industries. So it's just that mentality each and every day, waking up early, staying up late, and doing more, and being available for my team, and just going the extra mile for them and ultimately having success. Yeah, so our CEO and the executive leadership team always talks about making sure that we continuously evolve, right? That's something that my chief sales officer always tells me, is making sure that we're always evolving. And I think that what you see here is just a staple of that. We're evolving, we're continuously getting better, right? Same things that we talk about just on individual level inside of our company, and what different markets and what our teams is each and every day trying to get 1% better. And I think that the renovations and everything that you're seeing firsthand is a testament of that, of us getting better each and every day.
And I mean, you've been in the commercials. How does one elevate to that status? Because I'm assuming it can't be easy and it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, man. So first and foremost, man, I got to give all praise and glory to God, man. Because I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be here without him. We wouldn't be doing this interview without him, and I wouldn't be working with Fitness Connection without him. So all praise goes to him first. And at the end of the day, I want to be successful. I think sometimes as humans, we get frustrated because we're not where we want to be at a certain point. But I think that I've kind of prided myself on understanding that respecting the process and going through a process and a journey, it makes the ultimate goal, well worth it, right? And so that's where I get my confidence, my motivation from, is that understanding that, one, God is preparing and watching over me each and every step that I go through in this journey. And then two, understanding that it is a journey, it's a process, and the marathon will always continue.
If you could single out one key factor about who you are, what would that be?
Discipline. I think that's huge. You probably heard it a lot with my dad at Conroe. Everybody has goals, everybody has dreams, everybody has aspirations, but consistency and being disciplined at your craft is the ultimate way to go.
Or the system that y'all have in place create a successful foundation?
Yeah, so it started off from day one. And I smile when you ask that question because it's huge. I think from day one, getting to know your people, sitting down and figuring out what their why is, right? I have employees that come into this company all the time, that their ultimate goal is not to become a regional director like myself, right? Their ultimate goal is to kind of just get the tools and things that the structure and the policies that we have here, the processes, to take that and do something else in their future, whether that's being in nursing school, going back to being a teacher, whatever that is, right? So what we do is we kind of foster that. I get to know their why, and then I maximize that each and every day, right? Regardless of what we have going on. I tell my GMs all the time, my area managers all the time, that what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, the day-to-day processes, the systems that we have in place, it's not just for Fitness Connection, it's bigger than that, right? And as long as you can understand that and understand why we're having these conversations, why I'm asking you to do X, Y, and Z, it's preparing you for life, right? And so that's what we do here at Fitness Connection. It's bigger than us. It's about the life journey, the life aspects, the things that you're going to need in order to be successful in life.
And they're putting themselves through a challenging workout. What environment do you guys want to create here for clients?
It's a culture environment, connection, right? It's in our name, right? We pride ourselves off of 4 things. It's EPIC, right? EPIC, right? The E stands for excellence, the P stands for passion, the I stands for integrity, and the C stands for connection, right? So whenever you come into a Fitness Connection, that's what you're going to grasp and that's what you're going to have, right? You're going to feel excellent about yourself after you finish your workout. You're going to have a passion to come in and maximize your potential each and every day. The integrity that our employees have from top down, that's what you're going to cultivate as well. And that connection piece, right, from members to guests to teammates, to managers, to myself, to our CEO, to everybody in our organization, that's what you're going to have is an epic experience whenever you walk through the doors of Fitness Connection.
your bosses, your CEOs, if you could speak something about them that most people really don't hear, you know, they're in the background for the most of the time, but they're working extremely hard.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to those people? And if you can single them out and list their names, what would you say about them?
Yeah, so our CEO is very dear to my heart. His name is Phil Howard. You know, that guy changed my life back in 2019. He gave me an opportunity to run one of our biggest boxes at that time. And I was a GM with no sales experience, right? Because I came up front desk, operational manager, and I went from operational manager straight to a general manager seat. And typically that doesn't happen, right? You got to go through the sales ranks, whether that's a consultant, sales manager, and then become a general manager. He gave me an opportunity at that time to go from operations to general manager. So forever indebted for his, you know, belief in me. And even to this day, right, what he gives me each and every day. Our chief sales officer, Larry Lawrence, just, you know, having that confidence in me to make decisions each and every day. Doesn't really second guess the decisions that I make. He will tell me when I'm wrong, which I love, but he's always behind me. Same thing with our vice president of sales. Her name is Lindsay. She's kind of like a big sister to me, keeps me in line, keeps me in check, but she's always, you know, trying to develop me, right, and get me better each and every day. And that's all I can ask for a team around me. They always say you hang around five really smart people, you'll become the sixth. I have 5 in the executive leadership team, so hopefully I'll become the 6th person.
So to the 20-year-old you, when fresh out of college, 22,
Yeah.
fresh out of college, football career has, you know, hit its limitations, and you're trying to figure life out. What do you want to say to your younger self or say to them?
For me, luckily at that time, I knew exactly who I had to lean on, and for me, that was God. I really didn't lean on anybody else in that hard time that I had, trying to figure out if I was going to continue to play football, or take the opportunity that Fitness Connection was having for me. But you know, I got on my knees and I prayed, and I kind of just understood and heard his voice in my head, telling me that this was an opportunity I needed to take. So then I took it, and now I look up and I'm just, you know, forever, I feel like God is just with me, just forever blessed about the journey that I'm on. And I know that it was because of him and the decision that I made because of the relationship that I have with him. So for any kid and anybody in that situation graduating college and not sure exactly what they want to do, my advice to you is just to get on your knees and pray. And when you pray about something and you have that relationship with God, he will show you the way. He did that for me and changed my whole life.